All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. We are back in the booth here for another exciting matchup as we're heading to the Challenger League here, Ventus, for a great one here between Ascension and Snowstorm.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are really fantastic. I mean, they do things so well. Mobamba, Trots, they play such great defense. I mean, Polashj and Bowsie play very, very hard demo game. I mean, these teams are very, very close in a lot of these stat categories. A lot of how they play is very similar. It's going to be a really close game, and it's going to be who has polished and refined their playstyle better.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be an interesting one. This is a battle between the 2 seed in Ascension and 7 seed Snowstorm. And Ventus Ascension's had an overall good season, taking that 2 seed. Snowstorm, they started out strong, but they kind of faltered a little bit towards the end and trying to make a little resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, and it seemed like a lot of it. A couple of the games ITROTS and they didn't have their full lineup. I know ITROTS missed a couple of games and missed some time. But yeah, I mean, Snowstorm really lackluster in the middle of that season. I know they were talked about being one of the top seeds. I mean, the top four teams in Challenger League at the halfway season point. I believe they were like 6-1. Don't quote me on that, but they're just so solid throughout the very beginning of the season. And they seem to have lost their footing, but they're able to hold on, able to sneak into the play-ins. They're able to absolutely dominate the Raptors, who looked to be a pretty good team. They found their footing at the very end of the season, so it seemed like the cold Snowstorm lineup going in against the hot Raptors. Snowstorm were able to come out very handedly in that game, and were able to take the number 7 seed. And I mean, it's a great tale. I mean, both these teams super good. I know that Ascension had been very good, consistent all season long. They finally got their roster figured out. They were deciding, I know, in the beginning of the season whether it was going to be Bowsy or whether it was going to be Thatchy Rat, and kind of like seeing what roster kind of fit well. But it seems like Bowsy, Mobamba, and Tricky were that final roster. They stuck together. They were able to be very solid down the stretch, and taking the 2 seeds no small feat, especially with how many good teams there are in the Challenger League.
Yeah, definitely so. And yeah, they did find that roster. I know they're kind of like a four-headed beast, but they did find it out here. And yeah, they have definitely settled with their roster they have now. But looks like we got them on the pitch, ready to get things underway here in the Challenger League between these two teams. We have Ascension taking on Snowstorm. Great battle here between these two teams. And Ventus, as we get things going here, this ball dropping down in front of the net here. I'm curious for your prediction. Who do you think is going to end up taking this one and moving on to the semifinals?
Man, I think it's going to be a very close game. I think I'll give the edge to Ascension. I think that they're being able to play longer together, and they had more of the consistent output and the final results. They seem to have this playstyle a little bit more polished and refined. Bowsy seems to be a little bit better at getting these clutch bumps and demos. And so I'm going to give it to Ascension. I think it's going to be a really close match, closer than one might think. I think it'll go the distance. I think it'll go to Game 7, but I'm giving it to Ascension.
Alrighty, well, we're going to have to see how this one turns out as we've got things underway here in game number one. Both teams, their first playoff match of the season. Snowstorm, as Mendes mentioned, did survive through that play-in tournament, winning that matchup, able to head on to the playoffs. So they have already got a little bit of experience here in the Season 12 postseason. Ascension trying to battle back here and see if they can channel their energy from the regular season. This one floating into the Ascension zone. A big block comes through from Mobamba. Bowsy is trying to get up to it, but Crate's going to send it off the backboard. Tricky going to help out and send it a long way. Mo trying to find that 50 ball, dropping down. Crates looking to take control, going to find it up the wall there. As Crates looking to stay on this one, but Bowsy coming off the ceiling there, able to send it back down. Trots looking to flick it. He's going to get it by Mo. Tricky, he's got to get up to that one, but he can't get to it, and Trots is going to be the one to strike first for Snowstorm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a pretty big mistake. A good flick over Mobamba, but Tricky not being able to get that touch, was low on boost. Might he might have should have elected to, wait a little bit, wait for the play to develop a little bit more, and then choose his challenge a little bit wiser. But I like the faith that he had that he was going to get that touch. Hopefully it doesn't come back and he starts playing very passively, not being confident in himself, because you need the confidence to do well. But a great shot coming out by Krates, and Polashj running that interference, going for those demos, leading the way, forcing Tricky into a squishy save, making Mobamba jump up in net, forcing them to slow down their rotation, not being able to get a good challenge, and a perfectly placed shot in the top right corner.
Yeah, that was a great play shot right there. And Snowstorm going to start out with 2 quick goals, and that's really what you want to do when you're the underdog here. Ventus is find those first couple goals, especially in game 1. You know, people are expecting, you know, Ascension to win as the 2 seed, as this one is dropping down. Krates trying to find it. Here comes Trotz looking to finish it off. That one's going to ring off the post. Can't quite find it there. But as I was saying here, Ventus is, you know, as that higher seed, people expect you to win. And if you're the underdog coming out with those first goals, it can be huge.
Yeah, especially coming out early and aggressive in game number 1, setting the tone of the series, showing that you're not afraid of this number 2 seed Ascension. You're not going to back down at any trouble. And a good shot there by Bowsie, though, to put Ascension on the board. A good dribble play. He gets it past one and gets a flick or a pop past both Trotz and Polashj. A little bit maybe of a miscommunication there, but Ascension getting back into this game relatively early. They aren't waiting too long to establish their presence and make their presence known in this game, as they might get another one, but that one just off target. But the follow-up might not be, as Mobamba just not going to be able to get much speed on that. Trot's going to get a save away, but a pinch pass to Krates. The Snowstorm team finding each other very easily on many different touches. Going to be difficult for them or for Ascension to really break that down.
Yeah, no, it's good to see the passing plays, you know, especially up here in the Challenger League. You know, these players able to find each other and find the plays. As this one is flung off the backboard, can be sent down. Bowsie just has to get back to that one. He does in time. Able to get it off to the corner here. As this ball sent up, going to be pinched off of the sidewall. Tricky looking to give chase. He's going to send it into the corner there. Trying to find another touch. He's going to pop it up high there. Trotz is trying to get to Mo. He's going to cut that one off. Mobamba into the corner again, looking to find something, trying to drop it down, but Polashj is going to send it down. As Tricky is trying to jump, going to find that 50. The ball off the backboard. Bowsie dropping it down. Trotz looking to find that touch. He sends it up high. Going to force a backboard touch. Bowsie is going to send it back towards Ascension's end. Not quite what he was looking for. As Krates is going to send this one up high. Tricky with a nice boom. Polashj is up. Mobamba is up as well. This one into the Ascension corner as they're trying to break out here, but a minute remaining here. Ascension kind of getting suffocated a little bit right now in this game 1, Ventus.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely had to play a lot of defense. I don't know if I'd say suffocate. They've looked pretty calm on defense. They haven't had a bunch of double commits. They haven't had so many of these last diving goals. But a demo on Bowsie gonna open up the scoring once again for Trotz. And it looks like these demo plays, Polashj coming out very early in this game and in this series, getting a bunch of demos, and he's that player to look out for those demos, averaging 2.26 a game, really helping the Snowstorm offensive. I mean, Ascension looked very calm on defense, but when there isn't a player there to defend, there's obviously nothing they can do. And another potential double tap coming out from Krates, but that one just going to be off target. But Snowstorm playing very aggressive and having a lot of pressure early.
Yeah, they are having a lot of pressure and find themselves up 3-1 here in this game number 1. Looking for another one. It's sent towards the net. Bowsie trying to get back to it, but Polashj is going to put it in the back of the net. And Snowstorm really coming out solid here in game 1.
Yeah, and this is what the demos do. They force you to expect them all the time. Bowsie really rushing back, seeing that Krates was going to look for a demo and electing to go for a squishy save without reading the play. And so Polashj is just able to put a shot low on target with some speed, and Bowsie isn't able to get back in time because he went for that squishy save. He kind of used his momentum against him, and it allowed Snowstorm to get another free goal.
Yeah, they're able to find that one, and now they are looking to take this game 1 victory here as the 7 seed. This one popping in the corner. Going to stay on the Ascension end. Polashj sending up to Trotz, trying to find one more for the road, but that one is going to be sent a long way, and it looks like Snowstorm is going to hold on. They are going to take the game number 1. A very solid showing from them, Ventus.
Yeah, I mean, they were holding it down. They held that midfield line very well. The shot total relatively similar. I believe that's 10 to 9 shots So overall, I mean, Ascension had a lot of shots, but I think the Snowstorm with the demos, with the disruption in their backline, were so much more threatening. We didn't see that as much out of Ascension. And I mean, it was a big part of that gameplay for the Snowstorm to come out early, get those demos, and establish that early pressure. And I mean, Trotz obviously doing what Trotz does, really leading the shots there, getting 5 shots on target. And I mean, overall, just a very good game from Snowstorm. If I'm Ascension, I'm a little bit scared with how well they're playing.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, especially when you get into a game number one here, and the opposing team kind of throws you a big punch there, you know. And that's one thing you can't do, Ventus, as a higher seed, is you can't get too complacent. You can't say, oh, we played these guys before, we beat them before, we had a better record in the regular season. You can't think of that when it comes to the playoffs here. You gotta treat every opponent with respect and expect that they're gonna give you their best punch.
Yeah, definitely. And whenever teams seem to underestimate other teams, they really get thrown for a loop. It turns out that a lot of these Challenger League teams, even though their records might vary a good amount, they're still very close in skill level. A lot of these teams are able to pop off at any time and upset these top seeds. And I mean, that's what makes playoffs so great is Trotz coming out with a double tap, getting that past all of the Ascension defenders, a great play, and another bump coming out from Crates, bumping that first man in Bowsie, really forcing the defense awkward once again. And these bump and demo plays have worked really well for Snowstorm.
Yeah, they really have the bumps again, and Snowstorm starting once more out with that pressure here in this game number two. Going to find the first goal in the back of the net. And now it's up to Ascension to see how they are going to survive as another demo comes through there. A shot attempt going to be parried off to the side as Trotz is trying to race out to a Bowsie. Is going to beat him to it as this one pops up high. Crates, no boost to work with. Going to try to find the clear. Looking for a teammate here. Ascension giving him some respect there. Not diving for that one. It's dropping down. Bowsie going to have to make the save. And not able to find that clear as another demo comes out here. This one fired towards the net. Trick. He's got to get up to it. He's going to get there just in time. But Trotz is sending it back in. Bowsie out in the corner there as it's going to be sent away again. And yeah, Ventus, it really seems like it's the story of this snowstorm, the snowstorm demos, and then they're just kind of keeping the pressure rolling.
Yeah, I mean, Snowstorm not letting their foot off the gas. They're constantly looking for these demos. Polashj going for another one there, taking the corner boost as well. A lot of these times when they're able to get the demos, they're either able to steal that corner boost or able to demo the one player on Ascension that has gotten that corner boost. And it just allows them to keep that pressure in the Ascension half, continue just to pummel shots on. I mean, because right now they're out shooting Ascension 6-1, and Snowstorm have had all the pressure, but it looks like a bump finally breaking through into the Snowstorm half. Tricky trying to put a shot on target, but it's going to be saved away, and Crate's going to get a beat there against that last Ascension attacker in Tricky. And unfortunately, Ascension had a couple of shot attempts, had some good pressure, and it was opened up by a demo. And we saw it worked really well for Snowstorm. Ascension plays a very similar style where they look to open up the field of play with these demos from Bowsie. And when it does happen, it creates a lot of these crucial chances for Ascension, but they need for it to happen more often.
Yeah, they do, and that was a great opportunity. But Snowstorm, the defense was excellent right there to make that save as a fake comes down, dropping down the midfield. Mobamba, he's taking control, gonna flick it by one, gonna try to pop it by a second. Trotz, he drops it down, but Ascension not quite there in time. As Snowstorm able to get that one away. Crates finds a touch, another demo, trying to pop it up high. Mobamba trying to get it back down. He's gonna look for another touch. He's dropping it down in midfield. He's trying to find the dunk. It's floating on the goal line, but Ascension, they can't get it through. And now Polashj with a big flick. And Bowsie is going to save it away. And again, Ascension just can't quite get through. Snowstorm Ventus are really putting it on the defensive end.
Yeah, and even when Snowstorm are forcing these defensive things, I mean, we haven't seen them struggle unless there's a demo involved. Ascension really needs to go back to their bread and butter, get those demos started, really open up the play, allow themselves to control the pace of play a little bit more, because it seems like Snowstorm are able to not only contest them in the terms of speed to the ball, but also they're able to beat them in terms of speed to the ball. I think that Snowstorm are playing a little bit faster, and when they're coupling with a bunch of demos, Ascension is barely holding on, and they're struggling to do so at that, as we see a double commit kind of forcing a team hit into each other. And overall, I mean, Ascension just looked really slow and looked like free targets for Snowstorm.
Yes, this one is dropping down a dangerous ball, and Krace is going to capitalize on the mistouch there from Ascension, and they find the counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, Kratos was just waiting for Tricky to make a touch. Tricky in an awkward position, and all he's got to do is just wait. Either he's gonna catch it onto the sidewall and take possession there, or he's gonna get the free shot on net with Tricky not being able to maintain possession. And I mean, the Snowstorm have just looked very dominant. If I could go back, I might change my prediction here and potentially say Snowstorm with a sweep, but obviously, hindsight is 2020, and even though things are looking dire for Ascension right now, I know Ascension have what it takes to put some good shots on net. Is Bowsie getting a fake on two and able to stuff that one in the back of the net? And I mean, all this talk about Snowstorm being super dominant, but it's a 1-goal game still.
Yeah, and that was a big IQ play from Bowsie right there, knowing that both those defenders were going to be back, but if he just waited, they might panic, and they did, and he's able to sneak it in the back of the net. And yeah, despite everything, now Ascension only down by 1 with a minute remaining here. Tricky pops that one up high. He's looking for another one. He's trying to find Bowsie, but Krates is there on the backboard. Mobamba going for this one. He's going to shoot it towards the net. Bowsie is trying to take out the last defender. Polashj can't get to it, and Mobamba is going to send it in, and we're tied, Ventus.
See, and that's what I'm looking for in Bowsie. Bowsie, known for these bumps, known for the demos, gets a good bump on Polashj, and he's just not able to get a good touch there. It was gonna go in anyways, but the follow up from Mobamba just seals the deal. We're tied, and I mean, Ascension, even though they have been struggling mightily on defense, have been able to get some offensive pressure on their own and force Snowstorm on their own back foot. And even though Snowstorm has more pressure, they're starting to struggle on defense a lot, and the Ascension offensive has just been very threatening.
Yeah, they have, and now Snowstorm gonna have to recover a little bit here, as now we're tied up at 2-2. They see an overtime here in our second game as this one pops up high, but watch out right here. This one coming back towards that. Tricky has to make the touch. Mobamba is gonna help him out. They're gonna get it by 2 as that one is sent up high. Ascension gonna see if they can find one more at the last second here. Another touch comes to the corner. Trots, he's gonna pick it up, but this one is gonna be sent back into the corner. Krates is gonna actually keep this one up towards his own end there, trying to take it down. He's gonna get it by 1. He's still looking with it, as it's still dangerous in their zone. It's off the backboard opportunity, but that one is gonna touch the ground, Ventus, and we've got overtime in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely insane. Ascension able to come back. Great play from them. Just to equalize the scoring. The demos and the bumps finally came into play as Bowsie was able to get a shot, but a potential shot coming out from Mobamba, or Polashj here. Mobamba having to make the save, and Krates once again taking this ball up, making some pressure and keeping possession for this Snowstorm roster. And we've seen this time and time again. Snowstorm able to put great shots on net, and Trots doing this all by himself, taking it off the wall, getting the air dribble, and the dunk on that last defender to give Snowstorm the overtime victory and put them up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, Snowstorm gonna hold on there and get it in OT. A great dunk by Trots, who has had a couple of double taps in this game right there. Definitely leading the way in that one. And the shots, Ventus, are crazy. 16-8 in favor of Snowstorm. So they were really just throwing on all the pressure, forcing Ascension into a lot of saves, and it just wasn't enough for Ascension to survive.
Yeah, I mean, Ascension did well. They were able to hold on for a lot of it. Unfortunately, they were a little bit too unfortunate, or succumbed to the pressure of Snowstorm. Snowstorm did a little bit too good of a job keeping the pressure, stealing the boost, getting the bumps. But Ascension did have a lot of quality opportunities there. They were able to equalize the scoring. They were able to play very offensive and aggressive at times, and we saw a lot of signs of life. I don't think that they're using their timeout. They shouldn't use their timeout. I thought this was a very well played game from Ascension. It just didn't go their way.
Yeah, no, it was a close one, and it really seemed like Ventus, at least in that second half, that they kind of found their footing a little bit more on the offensive end, but it just wasn't quite enough to break through. So now we'll head to game number 3, Ventus, and see if they can find some of that pressure that they need.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Ascension really got to come out and get the first goal, but it does not look like that's the case. Polashj gonna take an early score once again for Snowstorm. Snowstorm taking an early lead in every single game this series. Bowsie not expecting such a hard clear, pushing up way too far as that third man, and Ascension get caught lacking once again.
Yeah, and that's a tough one here if you're Ascension, not opting to use the timeout and then getting scored on that quickly here. And, you know, Ventus, now they're going to have to try to find some sort of pressure here as another big miss comes out from Ascension. And, you know, right now, they just got to find a way to get back on the offense, because if Snowstorm takes this one, I don't even know if a timeout's going to be able to save you.
Yeah, I think that a timeout would not do enough here. It's like Crate's gonna get another goal. Bowsie did get a demo in the midfield, but unfortunately it just was not enough, as a good shot from Crates just allows a very awkward play on defense for the Ascension roster. And it looks like Snowstorm just firing on every cylinder. They're playing so fast, so aggressive, beating players of Ascension to the ball each time, or getting a very good 50, controlling where the 50 is going to go to another teammate. And, I mean, they just look like they can't be stopped right now.
Yeah, they really have some great pressure going, and it's really put Ascension in a tough spot. It seems like anytime Ascension has an opportunity, it's denied away. There's demos that are opening up a lot of space. And Snowstorm, they are really clicking right now in this playoff matchup here. Is this one coming towards the net? Going to be thrown off the backboard, but Crates is there. Even that one there is the demo attempts are coming through. Ascension trying to find some sustained pressure. Bowsie off the backboard, but Trotz is there waiting. Going to find a 50, but a big double commit comes through. An opportunity, but Crates is back there. It seemed like that one was a chance, Ventus, but again, every time it seems like there's a chance, it seems like Snowstorm just has that last person ready to go and make that save.
Yeah, and Snowstorm has really held on very well on the defensive side of the ball. They haven't allowed many opportunities for the Ascension roster. Once again, a lot of it has come from the demos actually occurring. We see a lot of these force bumps from Tricky and Bowsie, but unfortunately they haven't been able to find the actual players of Snowstorm. They've done very well to evade the demos, and at worst get bumped, where they're still able to stay in the play. And it's been the game changer for the Snowstorm offense. Ascension hasn't been able to capitalize on all the demos and free space that they're able to get from the demos, and they haven't not looked like the competitive selves that has been able to secure that number 2 seed in the Challenger League.
Yeah, they just have not looked quite on their mark right now, and now with about halfway left in this game number 3, they got to find a way to turn on that offense. And if not, they are going to be staring down the barrel of a reverse sweep attempt. As this one into the corner. Ascension trying to find some attack, but Snowstorm playing patient with that lead. Mobamba trying to drop it down. He's going to send it across. Polashj is going to find a touch. Ascension trying to get there. They're all three in that corner, and a big triple commit there comes through as they're running into each other. Some big mistakes, but Mobamba may have just caught out the defense, but Trotz is there just in time. Another opportunity so close, and that one gonna have to be saved away by Tricky. And these ones are the ones, you know, Ventus, if you're Ascension, those ones hurt the most when you're so close.
Yeah, I mean, when the defense is barely holding on by a thread, but then they're able to come back and seemingly score at will on your defense. A great bump coming out from Polashj. Once again, looking for the bump on Bowsie, forcing Bowsie into the back of the net, going for a squishy. And when you have to take that extra time in your rotation to make that save or make that defensive attempt, I mean, it just allows Snowstorm so much potential to just place the shot wherever they want to. Just play it around where the player is going for that squishy save. And it's done really well. It seems like Bowsie has gone for a little bit too many of these squishy saves, allowing these shots to come out where he's trying to dodge the bump, where he should try to dodge it more on the ground, shorten his rotation, not allow himself to go for that squishy save that he has been going for, where he's been getting caught out multiple times. And, I mean, overall, Snowstorm just looks so dominant.
Yeah, they really have here, and now Ascension gonna have to see if they can somehow crawl back from a 3-goal deficit with a minute 15 remaining. It's Mobamba, he's trying to flick it out, but Snowstorm is all over that one. They're sending it back as Ascension was trying to find any semblance of boost here. Tricky taking it down, trying to find a 50. That ball's gonna be popped up. Good fake there by Crates as he's able to keep it in the zone here. Polashj taking control, trying to drop this one. He's gonna flick it around. Tricky is gonna get that touch, but time is ticking here for Ascension. Mobamba, you're gonna have to take this one. You're gonna find a big 50, able to send it to the side. Bowsie is up, trying to win that one. He's gonna get it by one. Mo is up there looking for the shot, but Trotz is there again on the goal line, holding Ascension scoreless here. It's Polashj again off the corner. Snowstorm Gonna find a touch, keeping in their zone. Krates sending it off to the side. Is Snowstorm happy to waste the time away, but this one gonna be shot towards net. Bowsie's gonna find one with 23 seconds remaining. Might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit too late. I don't think that they can come back from this with how well Snowstorm have been playing. Once again, it's a good sign of life where they are able to, score a goal and restart getting the offensive pressure. But Snowstorm have just been able to consistently have a better offense, have a better rotation, have a better defense. They seem like the better team. It seems like the seeding should be switched. Snowstorm look like they're the number 2 seed. Ascension look like they're the number 7 seed, struggling very much against the Snowstorm roster.
Yeah, they are, and that one is going to touch the ground, and Snowstorm are going to go up 3-0 here in this series. And now, if Ascension wants a chance to survive Ventus, they are going to have to reverse sweep the Snowstorm team, who have looked like they're shooting and saving everything that's coming their way.
Yeah, I think that it's a tall task. I'm not sure what Ascension can really do with how well Snowstorm have been playing. I don't even know if Ascension can use their timeout, if it would help them at all. I'm not sure really. I think that Ascension has met their match. I think that Snowstorm have just played a better version of what they normally play, and they aren't used to that. They need to dodge the demos better, especially. They've been sitting targets for Polashj and Krates. I mean, those guys have been on a demo tear, exterminating everybody in sight, allowing their offensive pressure just to handle everything. And, I mean, it's just so difficult when you have to deal with all of that and then have to create your own offensive pressure and deal with forcing Snowstorm into spots where they make all these mistakes and you can actually capitalize on them. I think Snowstorm need to clean up the play in the midfield, really focus on dodging the bumps, not overcommitting his third man. I mean, the list goes on and on. They could look to each other to pass more, but they got to change something up.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, Ascension, you got to try to take it one game at a time. They do call the timeout here, so trying to stop some of the momentum here, but it's really, I think Ventus, if they're going to want a chance, they got to dodge these demos for sure and, see what they can do on the offense. Snowstorm has been really good. I think they probably, more than likely, are going to have to try to turn the table here, Ventus, dodge those demos and then turn some demos of their own. Like you mentioned, Bowsie is great at those demos, and they need that offensive pressure if they're going to want a chance to turn back their momentum in their favor.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the demos are the key thing for both these teams. If they're able to dodge the demos and they're able to get demos of their own, they're able to create that space that they need to thrive. Because when they open up that space, they're able to just create so many opportunities from their passing plays, from their solo plays. They can go for their resets then. Their speed can increase because they have more space to play with. They can use fakes. It just allows them so many more options where it feels like they're just being suffocated right now.
Yeah, they are. And now as we head into this game number 4, Ascension calling the timeout, trying to see if they can battle back here, pull off the reverse sweep. It's going to be a tall task against a Snowstorm squad that has been so aggressive and great on the attack and defense thus far in this series. This one dropping off the ceiling. Bowsie going to come through, going to pop this one up into the zone. Tricky going to win that one, sending it towards the midfield. Krates is going to send it out to the side. Mobamba, he's looking around for Bowsie, trying to find him there. Bowsie going to look to take a pinch. He's going to find it up high. Is that one when he dropped in the corner. Bowsie again trying to find another touch. Trots backing up there. The ball still dangerous there. And here comes Tricky. He's going to snipe it over the defense. And Ascension are going to strike first.
Yeah, and that's a really good play. They're able to get a couple beats in the midfield, force a bad touch, force a bump attempt, and Tricky puts a great shot on net. Much needed pressure for the Ascension roster. They needed to come out swinging, especially after using their timeout. This is a do or die for them. They need the reverse sweep to stay alive, and getting the first goal in a game. And actually, this is the first time they've scored first this series, so opening up this scoring is going to be very beneficial for them.
Yeah, now trying to turn the pressure back the other way here. Put Snowstorm in a spot where they have to be the ones to score and battle back here. And Ascension able to start that out, and we'll see if they can add to it here as this one's sent down. Trots trying to bang it towards the net. Krates dropping that one down. Ascension double commit, but Snowstorm can't quite put that one on target. Polashj shooting that one towards the net. A big bump comes through, and it's going to sneak past the defense. Another bump / demo opens up the space.
Yeah, I mean, we see this time and time again with the Snowstorm. You gotta expect it at this point for the Ascension roster that there's somebody coming for you, that you need to be able to dodge them and make the play. Tricky, kind of unsuspecting, not moving very fast, very slow, easy target, and he's just gonna get bumped there, and it's gonna be a free shot. And a good play once again by the Snowstorm. As it looks like a miss coming out from Mobamba. Tricky having to dive back and get the save. And, I mean, it looks like Ascension is just panicking very hard.
Yeah, they are. A couple of mistakes there on their end have led things awkward as this ball has popped up. Tricky is trying to take control back as Polashj is going to find a demo on the backside there. But they are going to get it past Mobamba, able to get it by them all. Can he find a teammate? He's looking for Bowsie. He's trying to fake it down there, but he can't quite find the angle. They allow Crates to clear it out. Tricky, not a lot of boost. Going to have to send it to the corner here. This ball shuts off the side, off the backboard there. Bowsie able to bang it a long way. Trying to send it down back in the Snowstorm zone. This one, big mistouch. Here comes Bowsie looking for the shot, but denied away by Snowstorm. It's still floating. Tricky, he can't find the touch though. A big miss as the net was open for a shot opportunity, but not able to find it there. This Ascension is continuing to try to put on that pressure. Tricky dropping it down. This one sent out a long way. Mobamba has to make the touch. Able to get it off to the side. And Ascension still trying to find their way through as a demo comes on their end there, dropping it down, looking for someone, just not quite disconnected. They're not quite finishing their shots or finding these passing plays, Ventus, like they need if they're going to want to be a successful offense.
Yeah, I mean, they've done pretty well to maintain the midfield. I will give them that. They have looked a lot better. They've been able to keep up blow for blow with the Snowstorm roster. A great shot coming out from Bowsie. Unfortunately, it just was not on target. But this is the type of play we see Ascension finally looking at some passing plays, finally getting a little bit more control in their touches. This is what we see when Ascension finally is able to break through and get some good shot attempts. And when they're in control of the game, we see this a lot of the time. So hopefully we keep seeing this from them. They're able to kind of turn the tables on Ascension, because I want a good series. I know everybody here wants a good series. And I mean, with how Ascension have played previously, it hasn't been enough. But their signs of life, this game specifically, have been a little bit confidence instilling in me to believe that they can at least mount somewhat of a comeback.
Yeah, they're trying to do so here, and Ascension, they need to do so, otherwise their season is over here as we're tied at 1 apiece with a minute remaining here. The ball up in the midfield, looking for the dunk. It's going towards net. Bowsie has to race back. He's able to find the touch as it's still sent down, and I really want to see if Ascension can counter on this overcommit by Snowstorm. There's a lot of times they send that third man for that demo as Mobamba, a big miss there. Tross is just going to fire that one towards the net, force Bowsie into that touch here. And we'll have to see. Ascension still continuing to make mistakes. A big demo. It's dropping towards the net. Bowsie, he's got to make the touch. He pops it up high, but he can't quite find the follow. Off the backboard, Mobamba sends it down, looking for Bowsie, but not going to find it. Again, Mobamba trying to send it down. Trots over there, Tricky, trying to get that one through. It's going off the ceiling, but Polashj, he's going to be the one there first. Ascension had an opportunity on that demo, open up some space, and they might have another one here as this one out in the midfield. Trots gonna take control. Bowsie trying to grab this one. It's off the ceiling, trying to drop it down. Ascension looking to fire through, but it's sent back into their zone. Mobamba, he's gonna fake it down. He's gonna get it by one. Gonna try to flick it by a second, but can't get to it. This ball popped up. A second man gonna get beat, but Trots, he's there for it. Polashj, he's on the backboard. He's looking for the dagger. It's falling down. It's just gonna go in. And at 0 seconds, Snowstorm pull it off. The sweep comes through. A massive upset.
Absolutely stunner here. I could not have expected this outcome. Snowstorm able to complete the sweep. And, I mean, they looked very strong while doing so. Their demo play worked very well. They weren't really... It didn't seem like Ascension put much of a fight up. I mean, we saw a lot of good signs that they could contend in games 3 and 4. But unfortunately, the Snowstorm roster just seemed a little bit better. I mean, it seems like Ascension were just the less polished version of the way Snowstorm plays. And, I mean, Snowstorm heavy on those demos, able to get a lot of that pressure. I mean, absolutely crazy upset coming out. And props to Snowstorm for being able to do it.
Yeah, I mean Ventus. I mean there were some people that were picking Snowstorm to win, but I don't think anybody expected a sweep, myself included. And I mean Snowstorm, it just seemed like today everything was clicking in their favor. The bumps, the demos, the saves, the shots. It seems like they just they were on their peak performance, and they pulled off the sweep.
Yeah, I mean, definitely props to them for um the upset. I mean, they played absolutely amazing. I mean, there wasn't one thing where I was like, "Wow, I can see one facet of their gameplay really standing out that was hurting them." Their rotations looked pretty solid. They didn't seem to be overcommitting a lot for demos. I mean, there might have been a couple of times where they were committing a lot of players to the offensive side of the ball, but they weren't punished for it. And it was just a lot of the time where they were able to generate so much pressure. They were able to really just outspeed a lot of the things. I was very surprised by how well Snowstorm played.
Yeah, they really played well, surviving through that play-in tournament there, getting that win, heading here to the playoffs, and now going to be moving on to the semifinals. So yeah, big congratulations to Snowstorm, massive upset on stream here tonight. Yeah, with that being said, though, we are going to head to a break. But when we come back, we're going to have some more Rocket League action for you guys. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a little bit.